Knowledge Adventure. Have fun. Get smart.
Rocky 54167 here. We're here with the last game to review today. This game is my favorite knowledge adventure game of all time. MS-DOS and Windows of all the knowledge adventure games I've ever played. It was the first computer game I ever played. This game also was remade for Windows and was highly popular. This game, Undersea Adventure. Now, it was because of this game why I liked Jaws real well as a kid. Jaws was has always been my favorite movie, and it might have been to do with the game. And well, now I don't know what it was exactly about this game that I like so well, but looking at the game now, I wonder if this game was originally supposed to be in 3D, like 3D body adventure, and 3D dinosaur adventure, because it does mention 3D in a couple of areas. But like 3D dinosaur adventure, I wonder if it means 3D figures. Well, like with 3D dinosaur adventure, I do plan on getting an original OEM version of this, because I was told there's about 10 more movies that are supposed to be in the movie theater that I don't have on my version. And there was a couple of other things missing, I don't remember what, but I do have the Windows remake, like 3D Dinosaur Adventure. 3D Body Adventure, I do plan on getting the remake. And all three of them I plan on making comparisons with the remake. However, my copy of Undersea Adventure, the remake, will not work on my Windows XP. It'll only work on an emulated Windows 98. So, let's dive into the last game, Undersea Adventure, my favorite. Now, with that being said, we're going to review my favorite game out of the Adventure series, Undersea Adventure. Now, as many of you already know, this was the first computer game I'd ever played. The next was a 3D Dinosaur Adventure, and then I don't remember after that. Those two always stuck out in my mind. And now this game, if you saw the second year anniversary of getting the games to run, I told her this was the first game I had even ever seen. Back in 1995 when my uncle had purchased this computer, he had it on the floor and he showed me the opening movie. He had it on the floor and he showed me the opening movie.
Welcome to the main menu of Navigate.
Gonna go where it was in the Packard Bell, as always. The Knowledge Adventure folder will become more useful as I get more DOS games. OEM versions. And now the intro, to me, you start underneath the sea, and it looks like you're at some Greek-Roman palace that sank. And the game is actually based on the Random House Atlas with an introduction by Jacques Cousteau. And just the intro, though, like when you're seeing around here, I think the 2D imaging there is pretty cool, 3D. But it's just, I feel that this intro was originally supposed to be in 3-dimensional. Here, watch the movie. Notice the shark comes swimming straight towards you. And note, this game only has a couple of 3-dimensional animated spots. All the footage is real. And I just feel that right here is one of the areas that was supposed to be originally in 3D. I mean, the shark comes directly at you. I think even more than the dinosaur did in the opening thing to a 3D Dinosaur Adventure. Then he attacks the cage and swims away. It's definitely a pretty cool intro. I liked how it had the credits before the movie. When you go to the main menu, which is a ship, and it's pretty cool, you got about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 activities to do. And we start off with Can You Find Me?
Can you find me?
Which was the Safari and 3D Dinosaur Adventure. It was also in Kids Zoo. And
Can you find
Speed
me?
is, I forget what it was called in Speed, but
You're right.
gave you how fast that was to go. Here it gives you the name of a creature. And once again, you just have to click on what you think it is.
Can you find me?
If it says crab, look for the thing that looks like a crab. If it says eel, look for the thing that looks like an eel. Simple.
I'm a hermit crab.
I like how the backgrounds here are fish-oriented and that they change in a couple of different places.
Can you find me?
And if you beat all these activities, it will have a whale jump out of the water for a congratulations video. Right there on the bottom right
I'm
is
a shark.
picture that was also used
Can
in
you
Kid Zoo.
find me? You're right. I'm a shark. You're doing great.
Alright, then after this, we head back to the main menu.
Can you find me?
I always thought that porpoise jumping, or dolphin jumping out of the water was cool. That's where we're heading to next.
Who am I?
Who am I? Now, while it doesn't play the same music as the 3D Dinosaur Adventure Who Am I did, it does play that in the What Do I Eat.
You're right.
The music in the first activity was pretty cool. In this activity, I think this is the only spot in the game I think that should have had more exciting music.
This is a part of?
Other than that, I think this game's got the best soundtrack.
You're right.
We'll go over more of that when we get to the reference center.
And that's my arm.
So this is basically, it's like the other Who Am I's. It zooms in on a picture and then you're supposed to guess on the small picture. Real easy.
You're right.
In fact, right there, it's got the dolphin from the main screen.
Can you guess which animal this is a part of?
Pretty simple.
You're
a lot
right.
of fun. I just think this is the only complaint in the game I have against the music.
You're doing great. Can you guess which animal this is a part of?
Now we're heading back to the main menu. And now we get to go to the Marine Animal Lab.
Marine Animal Lab.
Now in the sequel it had this part narrated, or not the sequel, the remake. I never understood in the original game why when you have 3D Body Adventure, Speed, Kids Zoo, and Dinosaur Adventure all narrated in reference sections or sections like this, but in this game it just says the name of it. I never understood it, but I don't know if that's different in the OEM version, because I have found now an early version of 3D Body Adventure that didn't have full text reading in the reference center.
Gills. Shark.
This is pretty cool. You can see the insides and the outsides of the shark.
Tail.
It gives you a description of what each function does. It's cool. I haven't gotten requested to put this up, but if you do request the entire thing, please let me know. I will put it up.
Dorsal fin.
Now, in the remake, I could swear this was different, but I haven't played the remake in years.
Lobster.
I just wanted to show all three because there really wasn't a lot in here.
Gills.
I know I clicked on the gills, and now we're going back to the main menu, and it's time to go to, I think, the longest part of this review, the reference center. Now, if you guys had the Windows version, you would know that instead of...
What do I eat?
No, we're going to What Do I Eat first. I thought I for sure picked the reference center.
What do I eat?
Hold on a sec.
Yum.
Wow, instead I did pick What Did I Eat first. Hold on, I had to check on that. So, basically, to give you a sum up, What Do I Eat is a bit trickier than the other ones, but the music that plays here was in the 3D Dinosaur Adventure, Who Am I? And this is one of the only music from the game that survives today. It was in the 1996 version of Jumpstart Second Grade, which is still being made. I believe they branded it as the classic version.
What do I eat?
But anyways, to the What Do I Eat game, you have to basically, it'll show you a picture of something and it'll say, What do I eat? And I think Undersea Adventure, even though I liked this game the best, I think the original one had some of the most awkward narration, which I think in turn kind of made the game a classic, I guess, if you hear where I'm coming from. I mean, you cannot lie, the narration's weird as all heck, but it definitely, I think, does the game. I think it makes the game different than where the other ones where they were trying to be serious. And in this game, like the voices in these activities are completely not serious. Now in the remake, the voices were a bit more serious and it added a new narrator. And I didn't like the new narrator.
Yum.
I just thought he was too stiff.
Scallops.
I know if a couple of you guys had the Windows version of this.
You're doing great.
There's one of my favorite picks from the game of the Great White Shark.
What do I eat?
Which, to be honest, in all the other games, it does talk about some dangerous animals. But I think it was pretty cool how you can find out a lot about the Great White Shark in this game.
I'm a surgeonfish. What do I eat?
Alright, now it's time to return to the main menu, and finally go to the reference center. I didn't realize I went over there for the review.
Undersea Reference.
Now, in the reference center, you are introduced to it by Jacques Cousteau.
Welcome to
his name was
Undersea
pronounced
Adventure.
different. Now, all these sound effects, I believe, were in the remake. Whereas the 3D Dinosaur Adventure remake was pretty much like the original one. This one differed the most. I think they took the classicness out of it when they changed the main menu from ship to sub. After we're done clicking on all the sound effects, which were pretty cool, we're going to actually explore the reference center the way I remember I used to explore it when I first started playing the game. I used to follow all the speech bubbles to all the way to I think the Barracuda. I can't remember how far I went, but I do know that I cut off of this at a certain point because I wanted to show some other areas of the reference center. You can zoom in this game, and I think the pictures in this game are way better quality than the other games. And also, too, this game, which I forgot to mention, is like Speed. It took a 486 processor to run this, and there's the billions of years ago, or light years away. You can't click on any of the space things. You can click on the Earth. Here was one of my favorite movies as a kid, and one of the best themes in the game.
Dolphin.
It is a theme right here that plays in the remake of 3D Dinosaur Adventure in the Creatosaurus. Sorry, that's my phone. And now, I'm going to show the zoom in. But when you click to move forward, it will take you to the Humpback movie, which I will explain in a minute. Now, I posted all the movies from this game, except the Reference Center movies, so those are still up for request if you want to. The text in the Reference Center in this game, which could just be the Packard Bell version, does not read through like it does in the remake. Now, the Humpback Whale movie. In the movie theater, it is just sound. In this, if you go to an activity before it, it will play the music from that activity during it, which is pretty cool. This movie seems to frame skip a lot more than most of the other movies in any of the games. So yeah, I think a Humpback Whale that has no music in it is the only movie in the game that are referencing in any knowledge adventure game that you can play music from the previous one and have it play over the movie. It's pretty cool. The movie, you can kind of tell, was shot on a videotape in some parts of it. Kind of looked like it was aged before it was being used, or before it was used in this. Either that, or the video is that pixelated from having to fit 4 games on a disc. Alright, moving on now. Blacktip Reef Shark.
Blacktip Reef Shark.
Right here, the music right here I wanted to point out was played on the Nano-Tyrannosaurus page in 3D Dinosaur Adventure, also on the Blue Shark page on this game. This was in the remake of 3D Dinosaur Adventure in the Artosaurus and in the reference section. But I do not remember if it was in the remake of Undersea Adventure, probably on the not, because there was very few tunes from the original game. And the reference center had some depressing tune. I couldn't even tell you what it was. It was just horrible.
Blacktip Reef Shark.
I'm just letting the music play out, and we're going to go forward with the Spotted Moray.
Spotted
Don't
Moray.
ask me how I can remember this is the way I used to go with this game. But right here is music that was used in 3D Dinosaur Adventure. I posted both the 3D Dinosaur Adventure and Undersea Adventure version of this. This wasn't the remake of 3D Dinosaur Adventure, but once again I cannot confirm or deny if it was in the remake of Undersea Adventure, seeing how I haven't played the remake in full sound since I had a Windows 98.
Spotted moray. Sea snake.
The longfish, or lionfish. Right there's the theme to the aquarium in this game, which if you had the remake, you knew it was a different theme.
Sea cucumber.
Sunstar, growth spurt.
Sunstar.
Right here, the music that's playing right here was in the right whale
shark.
page on this reference center. And this picture was in Kid Zoo.
Gray shark.
Mackerel, I think is what it says. Oh no, like I said, the title's blurry because I'm reviewing this while watching my recording of it. Right here, the Yellowfish Tuna theme is a cool theme that originally was in Space Adventure and had a completely different touch to it. It's pretty cool how some of these themes evolved over into the Undersea Adventure. How some evolved into Dinosaur Adventure.
Yellowfin.
To continue, we're going to stop at the Barracuda, which I believe is just a couple away.
Blue marlin.
Yep, the Barracuda. Now, believe it or not, I used to think this thing was huge when I was a kid because I didn't read it, and I didn't read the length on it, and I heard it was dangerous. Look at that eye; it was just so freaky. And then the guy who narrated it in the what you might want to call it, in the treasure hunt game. Yeah, it was freaky. The harp seal right
Seal.
here is the music from 3D Body Adventure. And the ocean floor. This is going how deep it is. Gives them both feet and meters. Here's the Coastline movie. The music being used in here was used in one of the iMovies in 3D Body Adventure. Alright, once... You know, I've always wanted to know if that was a computerized flyby or if that was an actual movie right there. For some reason I can remember hearing computerized in the remake, but I'm not 100% sure, and I don't want to base it on something I don't really remember. Now we're going to the buttons and we're clicking the globe. Southern Ocean, the deep freeze.
Globe.
Arabian Seas, the oil route. Now we're going back to oceans.
Oceans.
Going back to the ocean floor, and I think, yeah, we're going to pull up the movie again, but we're going to completely skip it. There were many different ways to explore this reference center, but I think this one, I think the reference center in this game had some of the best music ever created by Hamilton Allstott. Same thing with this game.
Sponges.
Hey look, SpongeBob.
Echinoderms.
Now that, I did not know was an actual
Basket
starfish.
starfish.
I thought it was just some sort of infection growing over it until I actually read the text. That's why I showed some of the text. That's why I went through the description. It's because it just looked like a growth instead of a starfish. I mean, look at it. Looks like the thing has black blood. Alright, moving on.
Basket
to whatever
starfish.
jellyfish is called.
Cnidarians.
And those things are dangerous. Look at how small it is.
Jellyfish.
And supposedly they can get up to 50 feet.
Cnidarians. Coral. Mollusks.
Nautilus. This reminds me of Captain Nemo.
Mollusks.
A small squid, I take it.
Squid. Mollusks.
Nudibranch.
Nudibranch.
Right there is one of the weirdest looking lobsters I've ever seen.
Red-lined cleaning shrimp. Crustaceans. Decorator crab.
Moving on to fish. There's something else that's strange. The lionfish, I remember putting up the theme for this. Reptiles.
Lionfish. Reptiles.
Right there's a cool picture.
Hawksbill turtle. Reptiles. Sea snake. Mammals.
Right there again is the index
seal.
music from 3D Body Adventure. You know, it's always interesting how all 6 of these games and many other knowledge adventure games share the same music if you think about it. Gray whale.
Mammals.
Look at her.
Gray whale.
Yeah, gray whale is what I hope it says. Look at how crusty that thing looks. With all those barnacles on it.
Gray whale.
Oh, right here. I was wanted to pull up that picture from Kids Zoo, which I was able to successfully do. Whitetip reef shark.
Whitetip reef shark.
Yeah, I already understood why Kids Zoo didn't use a more menacing picture of a shark, not something small like that.
Whitetip reef shark.
Alright, we're going to the Galapagos shark. Which right there, that picture was used for the marine lab. Here's one of my favorite movies and favorite tunes from the game, The Spotted Dolphin, See Spot Swim. Now this, I believe, was shot in an aquarium. I could be wrong, but if you look at it, there's just some things like it going to the surface, and it looks like it was automated to do this trick. That's why I say I wonder if this was shot in an aquarium. I always like the music in this video. It's got like a cool, fast pace to it, and the video was cool too. I don't feel like letting it repeat a second time. No, I do have the movie theater version of this up.
Spotted dolphin.
Alright, now I wanted to show the killer whale video. Killer whale friendly killer. Now, the music you are hearing here was originally on the Tarbosaurus page in 3D Dinosaur Adventure, and was in the Death of His Dinosaur movie, which was edited down for this and the Tarbosaurus page. It was also on an origin page in here, which I am willing to show. Now this music was in the remake of Undersea Adventure and was in the remake of 3D Dinosaur Adventure. However, in 3D Dinosaur Adventure it only appeared in the movie, which, if you played the remake, you understand what I mean when I say it only played in the movie. And the movie was a heck of a lot smaller in there too. So right now I was actually trying to look up what the origin page was. And I tried typing in origin in Undersea Adventure, as you'll see on the screen, and it didn't come up with anything, so I think I finally typed in evolution because I went back to the music I had posted from this game and found it. Yeah, there we go, not there. For some reason it wouldn't let me type in origin. Kept on saying there was an error, nothing in the databases. So I tried it one last time. Look, there's Orca, another name for this. No, you have any reference page movie, or if you want me to post all the reference page movies, let me know. I'll do it. And here we go. Ocean Origins. That thing I used to think was a rock monster or something like that. I mean, look at it. Right there. It looks like it's got an eye. But I don't know that that's a volcanic rock. But it just always looked angry when I was a kid. Now we're going to the Great White Shark. Are You My Dinner movie. I noticed if the movie was long enough, they didn't repeat it in the movie theater, but in the reference center they repeat it twice. Now this, I've always wondered where this was shot at too. I mean, was this shot in an aquarium? I didn't think they had any great white sharks in an aquarium in 1994. Or was this, it looks to me like it could be open ocean too, but it's just all those bars that are in front of it that make me wonder aquarium or open ocean or something along those lines. If anyone has an answer, please let me know. There it goes swimming away. Look at how huge that thing is. So there's the other great white shark, all teeth. Now I'm going to put out later when we go to the aquarium alternate movie shots. And why I think many of these movies were edited down from longer things, and that there's more camera angles to it than just the single one you see. Shark. We're going to go to blue whale first. There's the blue whale picture they used in Undersea Adventure. I think Speed might have been made before this because it has different picture. And look, there's the smallest thing in the ocean. Jewel anemone. Now we go to blue shark right here. This is one of the themes that was in 3D Dinosaur Adventure on the Nano Tyrannus page. This played on the Blacktip Reef Shark page in this game and a couple of other pages. This picture was in Speed, and I remember the song being in the remake of 3D Dinosaur Adventure, but once again I cannot confirm or deny if it was in the Undersea Adventure remake. I'm going to have to find myself a working copy of that or mess around with it a bit more on my VPCs. Now where are we heading to? Oh yes, the right whale.
Right whale.
This picture was in Kids Zoo. I think the theme in this game for this picture is way better than the Kids Zoo theme.
Right whale.
Now we return to the menu. Now in the original sample video we went back there, but I got everything covered. So now we're going to head to the movie theater.
Undersea Movie Theater.
Music you hear right here was in 3D Dinosaur Adventure on the Plesiosaurus page. It was in a couple of other pages in this game, but here we go once again, the Great White Shark movie. Now you see, like I said earlier, I don't know if this was shot in a aquarium or out in the open ocean. Like right there, that bridge thingy, what is that? I've always wondered. I mean, I don't think there were any great white sharks in captivity in the early 90s. I remember reading about one a couple of years ago, but if anyone knows if this was in the open ocean or in an aquarium, please let me know your thoughts. I always liked the part where it swam away, because you could tell how huge it was. I mean, look at that thing. Now, here's one of the shorter movies that they had to repeat because it wasn't as long as the Great White Shark movie. Now, one thing I did find out in a conversation from Delivery is that there were only about 15 movies in the original DOS OEM version of Undersea Adventure, but there are many differences from my version and the OEM version, which, like I said earlier, I'm currently looking into an OEM version of Undersea Adventure. The music playing in this movie was originally in Space Adventure. And I think out of all the footage in this game, this movie right here is the grainiest footage. The music where that originally played was in the Milky Way. Right here is Kyle's favorite theme out of all the Knowledge Adventure games, and I have to agree with him, it's a great theme. It plays in the Mammals part of the aquarium. There's something real soothing about it. I could play bits of it on my guitar. There's a stingray. And there's actually a joke in the game which I think probably could be controversial later on in the treasure hunt, which we'll be getting to that momentarily. Did you all know, if you guys have been living underneath a rock, it was a stingray that killed Steve Irwin in 2006. But I think he died because he actually pulled the barb out of him. A guy a couple of weeks later got attacked by a stingray and he left the barb in and he lived. Back onto the killer whale movie again. This was one of my favorite themes in the game as a kid. There was something so cool about it. It sounded dark. The opening, I'd always wondered if that was filmed in In fact, that's another thing. Was the opening to that movie, do you guys think that was in an aquarium? Because right over here, it's obvious to tell this is in the wild, but the opening of the killer whale swimming up towards the screen. I want to hear your guys' opinion on it. Like I said, all these movies are up. One of my favorite movies, the Spotted Dolphin theme, or the Spotted Dolphin movie. Oh, this, I think this one was in an aquarium. If you look, there's nothing here that suggests that this was shot in the wild. Yeah, like I said, this right here, this dolphin theme is one of my favorite themes. This is why I think Undersea Adventure is the best music. I mean, it's got its variety of cool music, weird music, and soothing music. Like, I don't think Hamilton Allstott has ever created a soundtrack that was as great as Undersea Adventures. Now, this theme originally was in Space Adventure, which, while halfway editing the review, I played the original Science Adventure, and I will give thoughts about that later. Now it's time to head back to the main menu. And we're going to take an ocean
tours,
which was the last actual request I posted before I posted the 2-year anniversary video. There were still many more requests from this game.
Coral reefs are beautiful places to visit. Many kinds of animals live there.
Now the Ocean Tours is like a storybook
Brightly
looking
colored
kid zoo.
fish
It
swim
actually does
together
add
in
up to
schools.
20 pages. You can click on
They
the
spend
pictures,
their days looking for food.
but the difference is
Sponges
it's
and
not all
anemones
connected.
stay in
I
one
always loved
place.
the theme that played in the coral
They
reefs.
eat the
and
tiny
I'm gonna point
animals
out one
that
of,
float by.
maybe if one of you guys can help me with it.
You have to be
The moray eel right here. What is that thing on top of
You
its
have
head?
to be careful.
I've always
in
wanted
the
to know
coral
that.
reef.
I mean, I used to think that was its eyes until I looked down, but what is that on top
Moray
of its
eel.
head? Another creature, or is that the actual moray eel? If someone could answer.
Marine mammals.
Now we go on to marine mammals, and I wanted to show
Marine
maybe an
mammals act
alternate
almost
take
like
to a
fish.
movie. And like
They
I said, all these
swim
ocean tours
underwater.
are up.
But marine mammals are very different from fish.
The beluga
They have
whale,
to
I believe
breathe
that's what
air.
that was. And, you know, I used to think they were
Beluga
gray. Yeah,
whale.
beluga whale. Because of that picture, I used to think they were
Marine
gray until I
mammals
saw them.
love to play.
Right here, I've always wondered if this
Even
was
when they
an
are
alternate
very
shot
big.
to the humpback whale movie in this game. Or is it
Humpback
possible
whale.
that it was taken on a different camera? This was, I remember seeing a picture in which that was in the reference center, but it was never in the reference center in this or the remake. Maybe the OEM version.
Sharks.
And the sharks, I'm just really showing
I
two
am a
pictures
shark.
here. The blue shark
Would
picture,
you be my friend?
which is used in Speed and is
I
on
didn't
the
think so.
disc image
Blue
cover.
shark.
You know, the Packard Bell version.
Still,
And
you
the
probably
great white
shouldn't
shark
try
picture.
to cuddle us.
I think they should have used that picture right there.
Especially
Kids,
not a great
the
white
black
shark.
tip reef shark. Or no, the white tip reef
Great
shark,
white
which really
shark.
wasn't menacing. Alright, heading back to the main menu now. And it's time to go into the 2 Zoomscape activities, and one of the main reasons why I think this was supposed to be in 3D. It says, go to the 3D Undersea World. Look at it.
3D
Click to enter the
Undersea
3D
World.
Undersea World. And the narrator even says, 3D Undersea World. If I'm wrong, don't kill me. We're going to go visit the aquarium first. Now the Zoomscape in this game, in this area, kind of lacks. I mean, it's still pretty cool. You still got the blue sky, which I've always wanted to jump out of. Going into the first area. Hold on, I paused. Right there, this is the only Zoomscape activity where you can click the wall. Now, one of the things I liked about the remake, and is if you had the remake, you knew that the 3D Body Adventure emergency room game music played throughout the entire Zoomscape in this area, is that you could actually click the walls of coral. In all the other areas of the aquarium, you couldn't do that. I know for some odd reason I didn't show that, but I think I definitely showed it in my sample video, and when I finally put up the aquarium video in a couple of weeks, I'll show it. Actually, not in a couple of weeks. Maybe more or less at the end of this week. We're heading into the mammals. Now, in the remake, the one thing I liked in the remake is that the doors actually close right behind you. That's the one thing I will give the remake of this game. I think the Windows remake, nothing from the original game was meant to even be there in it. I wonder if it was even supposed to be a completely standalone game originally. But here's one of the greatest music pieces in this game. You already heard it. It played in the Bluefish, or the Parrotfish in the movie theater. It has been uploaded twice as music and as a movie. I completely forgot it was the Parrotfish. Right here, I think, is another alternate shot from the Killer Whale movie if you look at it. Same thing with right there, I think, is an alternate shot from the humpback whale. I never got why the killer whale picture turns black and white when you click on another picture. And basically, GBA Aurora pointed out in 3D Body Adventure that most of the pictures you see are, or most of the text you get is from the reference center. Now right over here, I think, is an alternate shot from the opening Great White movie, and proves that it was probably shot in open water. And once again, the text is scaled down from the reference center. I always like the music in here. It definitely had a dangerous feel to it. And you see the blue shark all over the walls. I still can't believe a moray eel can be dangerous. I mean, I understand if you provoke it, you'll anger it. Right over here is the white-tip reef shark from Kids Zoo and the Barracuda. And a snapping turtle. Alright, moving back out in the last aquarium, the open ocean aquarium. For the review anyways. This was done different than any other thing I had seen before. There's the right whale picture. There's the tuna. There's the stingray, which would be later used in the treasure hunt. But now it's actually time to start the treasure hunt. I'm gonna swim all the way back. That was a cool thing too, is that in this you actually kind of got to feel that you were swimming. I mean, the floor is blue. I mean, you kind of do feel like you're in an aquarium. These speeds of burst are because I tried moving with the mouse again. I never understood why this part of the game didn't require a mouse. But
Hi,
right here
my
it tells you
name
that
is Black.
something about a
I'm a
keyboard.
manatee. I used to be
So
a
I think this
royalty,
entire
but
activity
then
was
I grew
originally
up.
supposed to be 3D.
Little manatee
Now,
there.
here's where the zoom state cave
Swim
graphics
around.
kind of...
Check out the ambient.
Here's the
aquatic
graphics in the game are
environment.
kind of bad.
If you're in a
Now, if
gaming
you were to
mood,
drive right
click
through
on
him,
the
he would
shark
actually
behind
disappear.
you.
But I don't
worry,
drive
you
right
won't
through him.
bite.
Instead, it's a picture
He
of the
just ate a
manatee.
boatload of
And
tourists.
like 3D dinosaur adventure, instead of actually making it three-dimensional, they make it two-dimensional, but they make it like the trees from Super Mario 64 to make you feel that they are three-dimensional. Like you can go right through them. But when you get on the other side, you still see the same side where you are here. Clicked on the octopus first. But other than that, I actually think the graphics in this area are pretty cool. If you want my opinion. I mean, they're not anything as spectacular as 3D Dinosaur or 3D Body, but graphics here are held up and are definitely better than Space Adventures and Kids Zoos. But there's a treasure hunt picture which has the nasty old shark. When I upload this at the end of the week,
remember,
I will
click on that nasty old shark
everything. I'll
to
show you
start the
everything.
game.
Here comes a joke about Steve Irwin that I think could be considered controversial. Also, I always loved how corny the
my brain is as
manatees were dressed up. I mean, it was kind of creepy. There's the dolphin.
See that pointy tail of mine?
Now the stingray.
One jab
Listen to what he
and it can
says.
kill a small animal. They don't call me stingray for nothing.
Excuse me. Now let's just say this game would have been made in 2006 with a release date of October of 2006. With that comment right in there after Steve Irwin died, I think that line would have been re-edited. But the game has been out of print. In fact, it had been out of print, I'd say about a good 7 years before that. No, a good 5 years before that, so I don't know if they're ever... I don't know if
Come on.
it probably
Swim
would have
through
gotten
and
cut out of the
find
game
the
if it were made in
sunken
2006,
treasure.
but it was made in
Or your oxygen
1994.
will run out.
Clicked on the door and we're going to swim right through.
Swim fast.
As you can tell, a
Avoid
lot of
the
pictures from the
predator.
reference
They
center
lead the wrong way.
or the
And
aquarium
they zap
were
your
used
oxygen.
in this for the creatures.
Do you smell of something fishy? Ah, oh, that's me.
I clicked on them even though they kind of zap your oxygen just to hear what they say. I still make it in time, so don't worry.
What did you say about my jawline?
The Barracuda. You already know what it's going to say. It's got the creepiest line. I think that is, out of all the games, has the creepiest line. I don't remember if these were redone for the remake. I remember some things were left. But we're going to make it, and my game glitched up and I clicked on the wrong thing when I got in here and went back to the starting point. I meant to click on the treasure. And we won with a score of 5. I have gotten to there in 10 seconds. So I didn't want to click start again. I was trying to click on something else. So the 3D graphics there kind of hold up. Or they do hold up a lot better than Donkey Kong Country. There is the saying during the installation for the MS-DOS era of Knowledge Adventure. It's kind of sad when you click on the things in Undersea Adventure and you're leaving the game, knowing that this was one of the last MS-DOS games that Knowledge Adventure made, because these were the faster ones. Speed, this, and I think the Discoverers, after looking at the Wikia, were probably the fastest MS-DOS Knowledge Adventure games. Alright, we head back to Microsoft Windows.
Welcome to the main menu
I
of
didn't do the shutdown there, but it's time for, you guys all know it, it's time to rate the game. I'm going to X out of Knowledge Adventure. And we're going to, oh yeah, the remake of Undersea Adventure had the same icon as the original. Time for the grades. Alright, it's time to sum up this review. Undersea Adventure was probably one of the last MS-DOS games ever made by Knowledge Adventure, where the other games probably were made in 1993 and released with all these upgrades in 1994 and early 1995 for DOS, like 3D Body Adventure, the version going around is 3.8, and the version I have is 4.1. Undersea Adventure, being one of the last ones, is probably my favorite. It was the first computer game I ever played. I can remember sitting in the room I'm sitting in right now when it had a Packard Bell as a main computer, not a custom built one. I can remember my uncle putting it in the CD-ROM drive and just playing it for the first time. The nostalgia every single time I play that game is just overwhelming. And the fact that it has the less videos on YouTube I find disappointing. I think the game didn't have as good as graphics as 3D Dinosaur Adventure. And to clear up something, when I mean one of the fastest games made for made by Knowledge Adventure for MS-DOS, I mean the processor speeds. IMAX's speed and Undersea Adventure both required as a minimum of 386 processor. However, it was recommended you ran them at a 486 processor because that would give you the full speeds. While DOSBox only emulates a 386 processor, I installed both these games at 486 and they run fine. So it's time now to sum up my favorite Knowledge Adventure game of all time. My second favorite Knowledge Adventure game is not 3D Dinosaur Adventure. That would be my third. Trust me when I say I do have one worthy of it, which I do hope to post sometime this year. So anyways, let's start with the graphics of Undersea Adventure. Well, the graphics definitely, like I said, weren't the best. They're kind of like speed graphics, but a bit better. And very reminiscent of 3D Body Adventure graphics. I'd have to give the graphics as a 1994 when this first came out a 10 out of 10. I think a lot of the footage in the game definitely saved it. This, in my opinion, definitely had some of the clearest footage out of all the Adventure Series games. So the graphics as the year it came out in 1994 would be a 10 out of 10. Now the next one's easy. The installation process through Windows would be 10 out of 10. Installation process through DOS, 6 out of 10. Like I said, you're a kid, you're trying to install this through DOS, your computer doesn't have Windows, you have no clue what the hell is even going on. Alright, and then the next one, the music. I think this will be a first ever in my review. I think this game deserves an 11 out of 10. I think the music in this game was just the best. I've never heard better music in a Knowledge Adventure game. Except one game I think could rival the music in this game, and that would actually be a Jumpstart game. But sticking to the MS-DOS games, this game was the best music Hamilton Allstott ever created. Some of the music though was switched through. It was used in 3D Dinosaur Adventure, and most of it, some of it originated from Space Adventure. But like I said, 11 out of 10 for the music. Alright, ease of use gets a 10 out of 10. This game was easy. I mean, it was like all the other games. If you followed the directions, you knew what you were doing. So 10 out of 10 for ease of use. Sound effects in this game were kind of a little out there. I mean, they definitely fit a ship setting, like all the alarms. So I'd give it a 10 out of 10 for the sound effects. Like the music, it does its justice. Now the educational value, when this originally came out in 1994, let's put it this way, this game is basically based on the Random House Atlas of the Oceans by Jacques Cousteau, whose picture was in the original Undersea Adventure, but in the remake, believe it or not, was not in there. Yes, I looked all over in the remake for Jacques Cousteau's picture when I was younger and could never find it. Could never find that Welcome to Undersea Adventure screen. Cut that in. So in 1994, when the game came out, the educational value rating would be a 10 out of 10. The educational value in 2012, however, there's got to be something wrong with it. I mean, think of it, the game came out in 1994, 2012. The game's like 18 years old, so I'm giving it a 9 out of 10 for educational value now, because it's still quite educational. The replay value gets a 10 out of 10. This game definitely made you want to replay it. It didn't have as many activities as 3D Dinosaur Adventure, but however, it did have activities that could keep you entertained for hours on end. And the music in it just alone. Now the game is 18 years old in 2012, so the graphics now, a 9 out of 10. It's the overall grade. I think this game pretty much has held up for the past 18 years. It's too bad that I feel the remake butchered it, but the remake did have better graphics. But going to the original, the music is just so soothing. It's got great music, it's got great sound effects, that there was no narration in the reference center. But the game holds up pretty fine. It's definitely very nostalgic to me. I'm going to have to give this game a 10 out of 10. Well, that's it for the original 6 computer games I ever owned. I hope you guys enjoyed these reviews. They weren't as bad as the one from about 3 years ago. I definitely was able to make them all within a week, except this one took longer than I expected. But I hope you guys like them. Anyways, this is Rocky54167. Be expecting some more Knowledge Adventure MS-DOS games. I'm going to start looking for a great screen recorder, and we're going to start seeing some other games I had as a kid. This is Rocky54167 signing out.